Hey, so, I am finally back from exploring the wild. This is the review you guys have all been waiting for my Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild review, which came out for the Wii U and the Nintendo Switch March 3rd, 2017. Just so you guys know, yes, this is spoiler free. You will see some weapons, some armor, but nothing that's like, oh my god, the story, I know everything. And I'm not even showing the good armor. Well, let me not keep you guys waiting any longer. So the story opens with Link waking up in an ancient tanning bed with the voice instructing him to open his eyes. You find a mysterious artifact, a Sheikah slate, and you're off to rediscover the beautiful land of Hyrule. But that's not after being introduced by a mystifying old man. He directs you to a tower and gives you a quick rundown of Hyrule's current condition. Ganon, a monstrous evil, has taken Hyrule Castle 100 years ago, and it's up to you, the hero, to save the fallen kingdom. You're tasked with visiting 4 shrines and blessed with ancient gifts called runes, which will benefit you as you investigate Hyrule. At the end of each shrine, you're awarded a spirit orb. Collect 4 and you can turn it in for a heart container or extra stamina. And that's the bare bones story of this game. Now, if I just wanted to add a tiny bit of meat to this story, I want to say there were great, memorable moments and characters, but I feel like they were cheap with some of their characters. You know, you got them sparingly. I kind of wanted more of them. Being as big as possible, when you enter the Zora area, you're introduced to the sexy sensation that has taken the internet by storm, Prince Sidon. He's a great and likable character, but he's only helpful for his segment of the story. And the different story segments of Hyrule felt so short, and you parted with such a lively character so soon. I thought he'd come back around later in the game, but nope. So the gameplay. The moment you're given free reign to run nude throughout Hyrule, what do? What do you notice? Well, I guess I'll start with the obvious. The first pronounced thing you'll notice in the land is how freaking massive and beautiful it is. Breath of the Wild? More like Legend of Zelda Take My Breath Away. And the land is peppered with unique landmarks which all beg to be explored. You'll be heading to where you need to go and you'll pass by like 10 unique monuments, which are totally worth stopping the main quest and exploring. And oddly enough, it doesn't feel overwhelming as you go through. If you look at the map as a whole, then yeah, you might be a little intimidated, but I live to explore, so large lands don't faze me. One of the most notable structures are the shrines, which are mini dungeons, which by the way, there are 120 of them, and guess what? Your girl got all of them. Shrines are either puzzle-based or combat-based. I like the small shrines because I feel like I'm in and out, and I'm getting more done this way. Besides, the point of this game really focuses on exploration and, well, being part of the wild, surviving the wild, dealing with wildlife, braving the weather, cooking meals and elixirs for buffs, being prepared for anything and everything you might encounter, rather than being cooped up in a dungeon for hours. Ordinary threats like moblins and Lysithos and boss battles are challenging. No waiting for openings or having to defeat them a specific way. You can get creative and discover different ways to bring them down. And what's great are the new weapons and mechanics that allow several different ways to show these baddies who's boss. From the sneak attack to rolling boulders on enemies. And this would be a great time to talk about the weapons and equipment. This was a hit and a miss for me. Weapons are commonly stolen from enemies or found in chests. My problem is that they're so breakable, so easily breakable. There are only a few weapons that are made to be permanent. I understand the point of this was to force the player into new playstyles, make the player think before they storm a moblin camp, reinforcing some of the survival elements of this game, but I feel like every few swings your item just snapped and you had to pull out another. I will say as you progress the game you find more common weapons with bonus stats like higher durability or attack up, etc. Plus, elemental weapons are the best thing ever. Use a fire element against an ice enemy and watch them roast. Also, limited spaces in this game drove me crazy. So many times I'd find useful items but my inventory was full. Even after I expanded my inventory by finding several hidden Koroks. There are 900 of these suckers, by the way, so good luck with that. So anyways, as a hoarder, that killed me. Absolutely killed me. Then you got your armor, and there are several different types of armors nearly for every situation. Some replace their traditional red tunic and blue tunic with armor that's visually fitting to the climate. Unlike most weapons, armor is upgradable thanks to Great Fairies. Upgraded armors even get bonuses when worn as a set. Useful tools aren't just limited to weapons and armor. Your Sheikah slate has a number of useful features to help remember what you've accomplished, what you're trying to accomplish, and the sensor helps uncover shrines. You also can set your sensor to help find other items you've taken pictures of. The sensor works as a hot and cold. The closer you are, the louder and more frequent the beep. In addition to pictures of materials and creatures, you're given 12 images of unique places. Visit those places to uncover a memory of what happened 100 years ago. which shine light on Zelda and other memorable characters. You're also able to mark your map as you see fit, with stamps to help you to remember notable places such as ore mines or fairy fountains. Pins are also useful as they show up on your mini-world map while traversing. Oh, and amiibos are certainly supported. In fact, certain looks can only be obtained via Legend of Zelda amiibos, so be sure to play around with it. The look of this game is just... I mean, the game speaks for itself, really. I gotta say, the developers really delivered when they said, you see that mountain over there? You can climb that. And the textures, the colors, the fresh ashes in the air, the lava, the water, it all popped. Together it made this beautiful world. But we can't only look at the land itself, but the people in it. The details of different emotions, especially of the Gorons when Link draws his sword, or seeing both adults and children of that race. The different looks of each race is beautiful. They just took what we knew of Ocarina of Time and just made it 1,000 times better. It's freaking gorgeous. The NPCs don't seem so mindless, but have schedules and an actual breath of life built into them. And there are even throwbacks to certain familiar characters, such as Beetle. Although I'm a little disappointed they didn't make him say, "Thank you," as much. Or at all. There are callbacks to older games everywhere. There are only two things I'd say when you play on the gamepad. Of course, the resolution takes a hit. That's not the major one, but certainly a noticeable one. It's a small price to pay for portability, in my opinion. It's more the frame rate issue rears its ugly head when there seems to be a lot of fire on the screen. You know, burning large patches of grass while the wind is blowing, while fighting monsters. There was like a few times where my game just straight up froze for a second before picking back up. And the freezing issue wasn't even in handheld mode. And lastly, the music. If you love the sound of the piano, oh boy, you are in for a treat, let me tell you. Overall, this is like a nice and smooth, original soundtrack. I'm not crazy about it, but I would say I enjoy it more than not. Plus, I gotta admit, man, I just miss the traditional Legend of Zelda tunes, like when you enter a house or Hyrule Field. Granted, these things did not take away from the game, it's just more of like a personal preference. In fact, the gentle melody that played throughout Hyrule Field, I felt it was actually more suitable for the game. And of course the music heightened when you found yourself in a dangerous situation. With that being said, the game wasn't absent of traditional sounding Zelda jingles, such as when you got your Sheikah Slate updated. Or when you opened a chest. This game also has the night and day tracks going on. The night tracks are normally a more relaxing version of the daytime track. Something else I want to throw into the music segment here is the voice acting. It was alright, I found Zelda's voice to be incredibly poor and annoying. So my favorite music is Hyrule Castle, both interior and exterior as they complement each other. But guess what? I'm not gonna let you listen to it. You must earn your right to hear such triumphant, empowering music outside the usurped kingdom. But once you step inside, you hear this cursed-sounding organ. It's like all your efforts have been for naught, and you're simply climbing the castle to meet your doom. It's like a crazy combined track. You immediately feel this positive burst of energy when you approached, and as you neared, you were hit with this depression and hopelessness. It was perfect. But now that I've teased you with the Hyrule Castle soundtrack, I'll give you another one instead. My runner-up would be fighting Breath of the Wild's one-of-a-kind monster, the Guardians. When it first locks its eye on you, a chaotic piano begins to play, followed by a rough bass, and I absolutely love it. It's like the first few moments of that song instantly makes your heart race. Man, the first time I fought one of these, I almost crapped myself. It's such a simple melody that invokes quirky dismay. Without further ado, I hope you guys get the same sense of fear and excitement that the Guardian theme brought to me. So what would you rate this game, Lady Pelvic? We're all waiting. Are you going to try to be edgy and give it an 8 out of 10? Or are you going to follow the crowd and give it a 10 out of 10? Or how about something in between? Like a 9.5 out of 10, which leans more toward the 10 side. What keeps this game from perfection for me is that same leap of faith Breath of the Wild took with creating such a massive and enriching land. I wish it did that with its new characters. I just wanted more, Prince Sidon was there, you did his segment, and he's gone. And I was like, oh, okay. Bye. Love you. Call me. And you know what? I'm gonna throw down. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The final boss was lackluster. Yeah, he was big and bad, but I just felt... Even the ending, I was kind of like, meh. And yes, I got the true ending. Not my first try, but I got there. And then just those freeze scares, that kind of... It's not okay for a game. But really, I wish I just could have seen more of the characters. So one of the popular questions that has been going around is this the best Zelda? Do you think it's the best Zelda? Reluctantly, I say yes. I am reluctant because that's what I have to sit and think about. You know, what makes a Zelda game? Why do I love Zelda so much? Well, I love exploration and puzzles, and this game had that. But did it have masks and Skull Kid? No. Which brings us to our next question. Is this your new favorite Zelda game? No, it's not Majora's Mask. Not because Majora's Mask is better, but Majora's Mask just caters to the dark side of me, and I love it. Of course, finally, should all Zelda games from this point forward be open world? I personally like my medium-sized Zelda worlds. This world was great, I liked it. I'm looking forward to re-exploring it again when the new DLC comes out, but just... You know, I don't need a massive land to enjoy Zelda. Like it, it's like a treat once in a while, you know? However, if the developers were like, let's do an open world Termina, I would be like, yes, absolutely. Get the rightio, fuckio, ono that. Oh. What was that? Either way, I'm definitely looking forward to the DLC, which is coming out later this year, and I kind of want to know what it's going to entail. Like, what more about Zelda do I need to know? Because there are a lot of questions. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Did you enjoy it just like myself, or are you just kind of one of those edgy people who were like, it's alright? And let me know, as the standard for Legend of Zelda titles, do you think all of them should now be open world? I'm curious. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoy my reviews, I definitely recommend you click the top box. If you prefer my Let's Plays and you want to see what's going on in my Let's Play channel, click the bottom box. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe my nizzle. So since you made it this far, here's a little inside information for you. So I played and beat Nier Automata, and that's the next review, and you guys should be so excited, because I'm excited, so I hope you're excited, because... Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. So currently I'm playing Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze because that's the last game on my Wii U that I really care to play, and I kind of need a breather from all these JRPGs. I say I need a breather, but as my handheld, I bought Bravely Second because that's been on my list since forever, and it was half off, so I was like, I'm gonna buy it. So, and it's funny because I'm actually playing more Bravely Second than I am Donkey Kong. While I am playing Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and Bravely Second, I should be playing Persona 5. But I done goofed.